everybody. My name is Laura Patterson. I am a doctor of pharmacy that has kind of stepped into the world of seeing patients and doing more clinical things. And so I have really grown my practice in the last few months through working with Lesli. I have owned my pharmacy, a small pharmacy in a small town, for about 12 years now. And you might think that there's nothing that you can do to expand a rural community pharmacy, but let me tell you, there is a lot that you can do to work outside of the confines of just filling prescriptions. And that is what I have been working on with Lesli for the last several months, and it has gone really well. Before I started working with Lesli, I had started down the road of providing some clinical services, but I was really struggling with getting enrollments and getting buy-in and really growing my programs. I was kind of dabbling in it. And what I really learned through this process and working with Lesli is that, one, I was way undervaluing my services, and that actually was a hindrance to people buying in. And I just didn't know how to properly market it and outreach to the patients that really needed it, instead of going broad scope, really honing in on the patients that needed the services that I was offering. So I really needed help getting past all of that so that I could really grow and get somewhere with it. As I was trying to dig myself out of being stuck in the not getting enough enrollment and not really getting the interest that I was hoping for in my new clinical services, I started exploring just some opportunities and seeing what was out there. And one of the things that I came across was a boot camp that Lesli hosted on, I think it was on burnout. There were a lot of great hosts in the burnout talks that had a lot of good information and all of that. But of all the hosts, Lesli was the one that resonated the most with me in what she had to offer, what she was explaining about how to set up a pyramid approach to your services that you're offering, and getting more from your services by adding some group classes and some things that can be a little more passive on top of one-on-ones just really intrigued me. So I reached out, and after visiting with Lesli further, I decided this was the way to go, that if anyone was going to help me grow this business, that I knew Lesli could do it. And let me tell you, she has. Some of the things that Lesli really helped me hone in on and get crystal clear on with regard to launching my programs was, one, just getting really clear on my niche. I was going a little bit too broad spectrum to start with, instead of honing it in on an area of expertise and really focusing on that. So getting really clear on my niche and my goals for that niche was a huge help for making progress towards growing the program itself. Then from there, I had no program. I was doing one-off appointments prior to this and didn't have a set package. And I'd never even thought about doing the package model before, but it has worked so well. And so Lesli helped me structure the entire package from start to finish, like what that was going to look like, how to price it, what to include in it, and what next steps might be for rolling into working with the patient on a month-by-month basis after the package. And then we even kind of launched some new group programs that I could use to roll into the package or as kind of an extra step. We built out a good bit of my pyramid to go from, the highest level of service down to the lowest level of touch in a way that I had never contemplated before. So the real tangible results from that are that in the last 6 months that I've worked with Lesli, I went from not having a program at all to having a built out program and enrolling 12 patients in my program. And this is on top of being a pharmacist in my everyday life. So 12 is a huge number to me that we've been able to get enrolled, and we're still seeing more patients all the time and growing more interest. We're launching my first group program here in a couple of weeks and just started enrollments for that. So I'm super excited to see where that goes. But the biggest thing, I think, is just the fact that I went from zero to having a program that has grown and that my patients are loving. So far, 2 have completed the program, and they are so thrilled with their results. And I know that it's because I've been able to work with them through this package model. Whereas if I had just met with them once and given the advice and they'd moved on, they wouldn't have had the same results. And so working with Lesli has helped me value my services more myself. And it's also really helped my patients see the value and see the results that I was hoping for. Several of the other things besides just starting a program, which is huge, and getting it rolling that I have accomplished through working with Lesli are I had no email system whatsoever to communicate to my patients, didn't have a list. And so I now have a platform for sending out those communications and even kind of sending out niche communications and sequences after they've been to an event. And so I actually have a list now that's grown from 0 to I think 120 something in the last few months. So it's not a huge list yet, but it wasn't there at all previously. So having that way to reach out to people that I've worked with and ones that I'm continuing to work with or that I hope to work with that have found me, online or through a friend, that communication has been super valuable and was something that I didn't even really realize I was missing by not doing before. I had a chance to talk with other PharmDs that were interested in jumping in and taking a more functional and clinical approach in your practice and really reaching your patients, trying to go for that root cause and make them more well rather than just treating their illnesses. I would say absolutely, hands down, start with working with Lesli, because if you do it on your own, you're likely to undersell your services and not set yourself up properly for success. So definitely sign on and work with Lesli because she will help you get on